Hey, Chris Mihulka here. Today we're not at the fly tying bench, we're at the workbench, and I'm going to show you how to make articulated shanks. When I started tying steelhead and bass patterns using articulated shanks, I found they were a little hard to come by in the sizes I needed, and also they were fairly expensive. By using a few simple tools and some inexpensive materials, you can make your own and make them to exactly the sizes you need them for the patterns you're tying. Let me show you how this works. I found that the standard articulated shank like this doesn't always meet what I'm looking for. If you're tying steelhead, bass, saltwater, and you want to use stainless steel, that's fine. Now this is a standard with a 90-degree turn. This eye is flat, this eye stands up on end. And you use this to tie where you have a standard eye like that for your hook, and then you can attach a second hook hanging off the back of this as your dropper. But I also found I like to make them smaller. I've started tying more trout patterns, and so I found that I can use a brown stainless steel wire that I'll show you here in just a moment and make smaller front articulated shanks like this little guy, about 10 millimeters long, that I can put small hooks on the back and make articulated trout patterns as well without really doing an overkill on the shank or using the shank that's costing me 40 cents a piece for. For wire, if you just want to try out making this, you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is a stainless steel wire that comes from hardware stores. I don't even know the brand on this. I've seen it under a couple different brands. I have found that for steelhead and saltwater patterns, the 22 gauge is about the right size. It bends nicely. It holds its shape. Comes in a handy little dispenser pack like this. I don't even know how many 100 feet of this, which will probably make you 800 shanks, and it's about $7 or $8 at the hardware store. Now, if you want to go up to the real stainless, there's a couple options you have. This is Malin trolling wire, and this is a stainless steel, and this is number 7 wire. And about the lightest you can get this in is a number 6, which is a little bit lighter. You get 25 feet of this, which is still going to make a lot of shanks, and you'll see the .018, that's in thousandths of an inch. So you can, if you can't find it by the size, go by the diameter of it. This is a almost 70-pound wire. It's just a very simple stainless steel, and this can be purchased at online shops that specialize in saltwater because they use this for shark and barracuda leaders. If you want to stay heavy for the saltwater and your steelhead type articulated shanks, this is a Cabela's single strand stainless steel wire, and it is also very heavy. It's a 174-pound test, so you don't have to worry about breaking off any steelhead or anything when you're fishing with this. And it's 0.29 thousandths, so that's about the heaviest that I will go. This gets to be a little bit harder to bend than the 0.22 does, but works very well when you need to really hold its shape. Now, if you're going to go to the trout leaders, or trout shanks, this is number 7. Again, 0.18 diameter of Malins, and this Vista Bright comes in this nice brown finish. It looks exactly like freshwater hook shanks, so it doesn't make your hook your pattern look a little off because you've got stainless steel back or stainless steel front and brown another part. It matches up really well, and that's what I used on my leech pattern right here to get that nice dark colored eye of the hook, or eye out there to tie your leader to. The tools we're going to use are very simple. Really basically only 3 tools. This is really the prime tool. This is called a looping plier. It's made if you make jewelry to make jump rings and stuff with. You can also make your own jump rings. But the neat part about this is it's got a small or tapered front nose, but then it has the matching curved jaw down below. So when you squeeze this, they fit into each other and bend the wire for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend the wire with this. Second tool you need is some kind of a flat-jawed pliers to help finish the bend, and a pair of wire cutters. And that's your tools. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to put the wire in and bend it, make another little bend with our fingers, and then pinch the bend closed. So let me show you how that's done. So what we're going to do the easy way here is just clip off a little bit of our stainless steel wire. And like I say, we're going to put it in the pliers, and as we squeeze, you'll see it bend it. And then what I like to do is just take my fingers and squeeze it on closed so we get it like that. And then you want to continue the bend and close the bend with your wire pliers. And just squeeze it, let the pliers slide right down it. And when you take the pliers off, there's one side of your loop. Now, if you're doing something where you want to attach a trailing loop or something, you could just cut this off short and leave it like that. Attach the back in your vise and just tie here with the rest of your fly. If you want to attach a trailing hook, then you make sure you have it turned at a 90-degree angle, so this is up and down. And when you squeeze it this way, you want to go horizontally with it. Let me find a better way here to show you this. So I'm going to turn this so the front eye is horizontal. Put that in the pliers. Squeeze to make the bend. Continue the bend around. Finish it with your pliers. And now there's some extra wire here where it's overlapping. We'll just go in there with our clippers, make sure we get the right one to clip off. Now you've got a articulated shank that you can tie the leader onto on one side and hang your extra hook off the back. This basically works the same with the smaller brown wire. It's a little bit higher steel concentrate or steel component, so it is a little tougher to bend and hold into shape. But again, we'll take it, we'll just bend it with the pliers, squeeze it together, and pinch it closed. Then we'll go to the other end, hold this one at a 90-degree angle, so this one's horizontal, this one's vertical. Make the bend, squeeze it, and then we'll go back in and cut the rest of the wire off that's not needed. So after that is bent the way you want it for your pattern, you take your back hook, and I have found that Mustad's number 3366, and this happens to be a size 6, works well because it's not an overly large bend or too big a hook, but it has a straight eye. And to be really a good trailing hook, it has to have a straight eye. So you put that in your vise, you tie whatever you want on the back of your fly, and then with your articulated shank, 90 degrees front to back, the eye is flat, you just take your hook you've already got tied on your back fly, hang it on like that, and then the easiest thing to do is just clamp right above your hook. Just let the hook hang down, because if you put it up on top, it's going to bite you. I have holes in my fingers from trying to put the rear end in like that and have it flopping around where I don't always know where it is, and it gets me every time. So if you go to the top, just let the hook hang down, and then when you wrap your thread over this and over the front, it will make it a much stronger shank as well. And then you tie the front part of your fly, and you have a fly on an articulated shank. As you can see, it really doesn't take much time to make these. I sit down and make 20 or 30 of them in a batch and set them aside so I have them when I want to tie a group of patterns. The cost is very negligible. These come from a show called Gem Fair that travels around the country. They sell beads and gemstones, different things. They're about $2, $2.50 a pair, so $4 or $5 there. A good pair of nippers will make your life easier because it's so much easier to cut the harder wires if you're making the heavier types of things. So another $5 there, and then a spool of some kind of wire at $10. So you're probably looking at $15 to make your own shanks. And if you're buying them, that's maybe one pack of 25 pre-made shanks. So you can see that you'll save a lot of money and also can have the right product for exactly when you need it. So give it a try. I'll be showing you some patterns to tie on articulated shafts in later videos. So thanks for watching.